rope. Now you untangle it because it's all a big tangle. So usually.
I was just telling her how to get in the boat.
Oh, that's the camera too.
Okay, always have a pad to keep things from not scratching so much as just moving. Now, see this different boats have different things. Some are flat. This one has this hump. There's a hole in the center here. Okay, a little dimple. So that's going to go up like that. All right. We start off with our rope in the top. Okay. Yeah, just kind of might have to kick it out a little bit. Okay. I need it to come out so it's not as crooked. So I need the whole thing, the whole back of the ama to go diamond head.
Is that enough?
A little more. Okay, there you go. Now set that saddle underneath to hold it the best you can. So set it underneath so it's not, yeah, so is it just sitting on top? Perfect.
That has to.
Okay, so we start off with, this is our bitter end. Okay. What I always do is I try to, you do a loop on the first one. Let's see, go through there, yeah, okay. So you go under and over. Now the first one is not going to be entirely super tight because you've got it all loose. But one thing you can do is you can kind of hold one side, pull all your bitter end through, and unless it's wet, just throw that, sling it. Okay, so we want to make sure that this center, it's going to go over the top. Put a pressure on it.
So this is going to keep the ʻiako from going on. And then we're going to build some stuff in here. So this guy is going to go under here.
Falling behind, sorry.
It's okay. I usually just do this myself personally. Okay, so now you got your first fig. So you're gonna kind of snug everything up. Now, two ways of doing it. It's the same way as long as you constantly do the same orientation. You can either run it up the peg or you can run it behind the peg. I personally like running it flat and behind. Because the way, so if you're climbing a tree, the strongest point on the tree is going to be closest to the main trunk. So the strongest is going to be closer to the bottom of the ʻiako. If you, as you come up, it's going to get weaker. You have more pressure pointing on here. So I like to run it flat and along the back end. So okay, so then the thumb there. The outside will be running on the outside, and the inside will be running on the inside. Meaning, as you watch your orientation, so now it's coming out the back or the inside, it's going to be running towards the inside. I cross it over, now it's on the outside. So inside, so everything you see on the outside, what you can see is going to be nice and flat, and it's going to be nice and flat and in line. Everything on the twist is going to be inside. So just make sure that's on the outside. You don't need to. I mean, you can kind of keep pressure so it doesn't drop down. Just kind of
together in here.
Toss it over.
So they don't spread apart.
There you go. Uh-oh. Thank you.
okay. So how tight is tight? Tight is when you see this line just kind of pull down. When you see that line bend, under the one before that, that's as tight as it needs to be. So right now it's on top, and when I tighten it, it's going to pull just a little bit. So you get to that point, so you watch that corner, and you just, you can see it more on the center one, but basically that's all you're doing, is you're making sure that this is pulling down.
How many times you go?
5 times. 5 times, and I will, as soon as I get to a point, I'll tell you why it's 5 times. Basically, so hold that. Think of it this way. Okay, that's not very strong. Neither is that. That is strong. Okay, so you have 5 times. You got like 5 fingers on your hand. 5 wraps is going to tie this thing together and work on each other, making sure that it's not going anywhere. At least that's what a Hawaiian told me. So I'm going to believe him.
I think it's true.
I'm going to believe him. It's an easy way to remember. Now, can you go less? Yes, but I would never go any less than 4. Like sometimes, you know, all these ropes should be long enough to always do 5. Whenever I do them, they're always long enough to do 5. But sometimes they get cut and they don't do a full. But I always try to do 5, and if I do 4, then I try to even it up with everything else.
Oh, I think that's good.
Now. Okay, so like I said, so mine, I'm not running up the peg. I like keeping mine flat and behind. So once I have my 5th one round, now I'm going to come into the front like this.
Don't pull with this. Pull with.
Let me come through. Okay, and now I'm going to come underneath. I'm going to give it a snug. And I'm going to come and do this. I'll do this twice.
Yeah.
Come through. Now you can see how it kind of pulls off, and I'll explain what to do.
So there's really
with that.
nothing pushing this way. This is kind of pushing this way. This is kind of pushing that way.
Right.
Kind of, sort of, but not really. So you can just.
So I like having it overlapped.
Are you aiming for 5 times?
No, this is just 2 times. This is just 2.
And do a couple of those.
Never again.
Through.
In case this one breaks,
Okay.
we have an extra.
So
But
once we have.
I mean, you can do that.
Okay, so now once we've done that, so now we've tied tied it from going side to side.
And then now
We keep it from sliding off this way. Now what we do is we bind it all together. Now the first thing that I do
so don't start like
is
up here because then it'll
so
work
some
its
of
way.
the different Yakus, some have a deeper V than others. This one's very shallow, so as you can see, it wants to slide off. So this first one, I run it behind, all the way behind it.
And again, like if you go through, like you go to like Kona,
Okay.
and you'll see everything. But
What this does
as long as
is it then
as long as those
makes sure that these are going to stay tight.
5 times? Keep going?
Now,
Yep, you gotta use them all.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you can do 5 times, then you come around here. Every time you make a full pass, give it a pull. Come under the corner, under that knot. Just do that again.
It's funny that you can tell it was proud.
Ladies, this is super important because that come off 3 times. So that's 3 years.
Yeah, you can like loop this, and then you run that thing through.
So hopefully 3 is a charm.
5 times always going underneath, right?
5 times.
Touch, just in time. Bye-bye. Take it all apart.
Well, there's this is my 5th one, right? This is my 5th one, so I'm coming underneath. Now, if you walked it up the post, this is really important thing to do.
Right.
Even if you do it flat, it doesn't hurt, because right now I've got nothing here. There's nothing on this side, right? So you do a secondary across the back, just like this. Just again, you did 2 in the front, you get 2 in the back, just like that.
Sorry, do a couple more.
Okay, so now I've got my side to side, my twist.
I don't know, it's long.
I've got my pin secured so that it's not going to come forward or back. So I've got pressure on both sides of it, and then you finish it off. Now to finish off, now you don't have to do any special knots finishing it off, because there's no pressure. All the pressure is up here. All this is you're just keeping this snug. You're not doing anything super tight or anything like that. And I like finishing off so when they're both the same length, right? So I do that, come around, all right, and you can finish off on the top, finish off the bottom. If it's on the bottom, it looks pretty. Nope, not enough, so I'm going to leave it on the top. So, and a square knot. It's got to be a square knot. A square knot is going to be over under, and then you want it to be over under so that these line up, the 2 are together. If it's the opposite way, like that, that is not a square knot. So you got see all the lines. You want your lines to line up with each other.
Yeah,
Just like that.
tape needed.
So
Go. My next trick.
you have a square knot, and then you can take this and you can. Don't duct tape this. There's no need to duct tape it. If you want, you can get a rubber and run the rubber around just to kind of make sure that these bitter ends don't loosen. The square knot, once it gets wet, should not loosen up. It should be fine as long as you've got it tight. Like I said, you can then stuff these in the corners or something like that. Stuff them down here. There they go. The bitter ends. These are what's called the bitter ends.
Yeah, have that in there.
And we're just going to leave it like that. Okay. And we're done. And we just have to do this one, that one. This does not take long. Once you guys learn how to do it, it really does not take long to do this. Okay? I mean, I do it by myself. I find that having somebody help pull can help, you know, as long as they're not actually getting in the way. You were in the way in the beginning, but then you got it, which is what, because I want to be able to pull, because I usually pull and just throw the line behind me. That way that it's not binding up. If you throw it in the boat, it's going to get all bound up, and then when you're pulling it through, you want a nice straight shot.
You never want to get it wet while you're in the sand. You never want to get it wet while you're in the sand.
It's preferable you don't get it wet, because it just makes it that harder. Because when you get it wet, it starts to constrict and really tighten up. Okay, that's all that I have for mine.